Hello, friends. This is Shapun Sengupta welcoming you all to my YouTube channel. Timeless Varanasi, older than history, yet now you can also see something very new. Over the last few years, a beautiful new temple corridor has been added. All the ghats have been renovated, they have been cleaned up, beautified, and two more new ghats added. Banaras wields some magic on the visitors, so much so that you feel like going back within weeks of coming back home. You feel there is so much more to see, so much more to explore, so much yet to be tasted. There is no end to the mysteries of Beneras. What is the right time to visit Benaras? Of course, you must avoid the peak summer time, that is, let's say April, May, part of June, when it's too hot for most of us. Mid monsoon is also, it should also be avoided, Banaras, because most of the ghats are flooded. Peak winter, that is December and January, should be avoided by all those excepting those who are used to the harsh cold climate or harsh winter of North India. So, this much about the time to visit Beneras. Where to stay? I wouldn't suggest or I wouldn't recommend any specific hotel, but what I can say is that you should try to stay as close as possible between Godolia and the Ghats, let's say Dasashwamedh Ghat or Lalita Ghat. So, because the principal attraction of Benaras lies in that area, particularly Baba Vishwanath Temple, Temple Corridor, other major temples we'll talk about, and Dasashwamedh Ghat, the most celebrated ghat of Banaras. You may also choose to stay at some of my own friends do to stay somewhere close to Assi Ghat. That is your preference. Assi Ghat is one of the most happening ghats, but it's a bit far away from the temple. Temple is open as far as I have been told and as far as I can recall between 3:30 in the morning and about 10 or 11 in the night. Oh, there are only two time slots when you can directly touch the Baba Linga, that is between maybe 4 and 5 in the morning and 4 and 5 in the evening. But it's tremendously crowded then. And morning 4 to 5, for that you have to queue up before 3:30. 3 if the temple opens at 3:30, it actually opens to the public only after arati and all those things, only at 4:30 or so. So that is a very difficult hour for many of us. If you one time you may go in the crowd to touch the linga, it may be in the afternoon or in the morning. But if you want to avoid the big crowd, well, there is the provision of VIP darshan by paying, I think, around 300 rupees per head, which is not a big amount anyway. Even otherwise, if you go to in the evening hours, let me tell you, even if you are a VIP card holder, even then, finally at the darshan time, you will have to face a lot of rush. Best hour to avoid this rush is if you go after 8 p.m. That is the best time to visit the main temple for your puja purposes and all that. Apart from that, one of the big attractions is the newly built temple corridor. I would definitely recommend that you visit this temple corridor at least twice, once in daytime, once in night light, because under artificial light it also looks beautiful, perhaps more beautiful than in daytime. Maybe you will miss some details of daytime, but it looks fabulous. At this point, let me also explain to you, let me also enumerate some other major temples that you must go to. Right next to Baba Vishwanath temple, almost neighboring, just beyond the perimeter, is Ma Annapurna temple. Ma Annapurna's blessings are needed to be in Benaras. It is also said because of Ma Annapurna, nobody goes unfed in Benaras. The third most important temple is Kal Bhairav, say half a kilometer away from the main temple. It is usually believed that Kal Bhairav guards the main temple, and without his permission, you are not permitted to visit. Apart from that, there is a fourth temple is Shankat Mochan. That is a bit far away. The next attraction is the Ghats of Banaras. We all know about Dasashwamed Ghat, the most famous. The Arati of Dasashwamed Ghat is something most visitors see in the evening. So, how many times you should visit Ghats? I would again recommend you take the cruise. You can book tickets only online. There is no physical mode. I'd recommend that you take two cruises, one in the morning, again one in the evening. That would be beautiful. Your experience would be incomplete otherwise. This apart, you must also separately visit some of the ghats and spend as much time as is at your disposal. At this point, let me tell you, you should stay a minimum of 4 days in Banaras. A few days more if you can really manage it within your schedule. Some of the most important ghats that you must visit and spend a little bit of time are Dashashwamed Ghat. Automatically it happens when you see the Arati there in the evening. It's best to see it from a boat. Then comes the Lalita Ghat, from where you get a grand view of the recently built Ganga Dwar to the temple corridor. You also get a beautiful view of the Nepali temple from there. Certain other very, very well known, famous, and traditionally very important ghats are, of course, Manikarnika, where continuously burning goes on. The other ghats that are very famous, Assi Ghat, Kedar Ghat, etc. Assi Ghat, I must mention a little more because Assi Ghat is one ghat where maximum activity is carried out throughout the day, right from early morning to evening prayers and beyond, evening arati and beyond. In the morning, there is arati, the only ghat where morning arati is held around 5 a.m. Apart from that, morning yoga sana. And throughout the day, lots of activities. There is a food court, so you have no issues. Lots of toilet facilities anywhere you go in Banaras, in most of the ghats. Two of the newest ghats I referred to. These are Sant Ravidas Ghat and Namo Ghat. Sant Ravidas Ghat was perhaps the last to come, completed ghat. It is at the southern end of Banaras, a little south of Assi Ghat. It is very long, perhaps the longest ghat. It appeared to me to be half a kilometer or a little more in length. Just beside it, there is also a beautiful Sant Ravidas Park, so you can visit that too. One other ghat which has been built to a large extent, it is still being extended, is at the northern end, that is farther north of Rajghat. It is called Namo Ghat. The name originates from Nama Namaha, which in Sanskrit means Namaskar. It's beautifully decorated. You get a great view of the Malabha bridge from there. Malabha bridge is the two-tier bridge. in which the train travels through the lower tier, upper tier. It's also beautiful. You should get time, manage time to visit it too. Now coming to Banaras Foods. Banaras is a paradise for foodies. Everything there is very tasty. I'll only talk about three. One is the Chaat of Kashi, and the most famous joint is, of course, Kashi Chaat Center. The second one is Lassi of Beneras. The most famous, I personally tested to the outlet called Blue Lassi. This outlet is in a narrow lane leading towards the Manikarnika Ghat. It's situated on that lane. Third thing, which I liked very much, it is something heavenly, absolutely mind boggling. It is the Rabdi here. What are the other things you must visit in Beneras? The bunch of temples around. When you go to Shankat Mochon, you'll go to a Durga temple, you'll go to a ISKCON temple. There are some other beautiful temples. Benares is a city of temples. There is n number of temples, endless, infinite number of temples. So we'll not talk about. There are many, many. If I'm missing out some, please, I don't mean any disrespect to anyone. I may also forgot to mention BHU. We'll drive through that campus. As we all know, it is the largest university campus in India, beautifully maintained campus, and almost at the end of it, the Birla Temple, that is called another Shiv, basically, another Shivlinga is there, and along with other. So, other nearby places that you should visit when you are in Benaras is Ramnagar Fort, a historical place, fort of the kings of Banaras. Ramnagar Fort is just across Ganga on the other side. They moved. You should also visit Sarnath. No need to say that. Sarnath is where Buddha gave his first sermon, and Vindachal, where another corridor is being built. It's work in process. And at the end of it all, I have also added a small video of the Aarti of the Shashwamedh Ghat because that is the signature of Varanasi. I am sure you'll enjoy this video. Let me know through your comments. And if there is anyone who is still not subscribed, please do so and ask your friends and relatives to also subscribe to my channel. Thank you all.
সব থেকে পরিচিত এবং ভারতের প্রধান অংশ সব থেকে পরিচিত ছবিতে বোঝা যায় না এটা কতটা সুন্দর দেখতে লাগে। অপূর্ব সুন্দর দৃশ্য, সন্ধ্যের আলোয় আগুনের আলো ভরা অনিন্দ সুন্দর কত দেখেন ভারতবর্ষে যারা সাক্ষাৎ দেখেননি, ভিডিওতে বহুবার বা টিভিতে বহুবার দেখেছেন।